It started with a simple act, one that, on the surface, didn't seem like much. But as I sat at my desk that morning, sipping my coffee and reflecting on my week, I realized something profound. There are people who go out of their way to make life easier for others, not because they have to, but because they see a need and silently step in to fill it. One of my colleagues, a man older than me, with a quiet but commanding presence, had been doing just that. It wasn't just the little favors or the way he always had a word of advice ready. It was his presence. Steady, assured, supportive. That morning, he did something thoughtful again, something small but significant. I could have just said, "Thank you." It would have been polite, appropriate even. But something in me knew that words, when chosen carefully, could do more than just acknowledge a kind act. They could make someone feel truly seen. So instead, I looked at him and said, "Bro, you probably don't know this, but you're making me think about my father. Since leaving my father's house, I haven't had anyone look out for me quite like this. And now, because of you, I find myself appreciating my father in a way I never have before." He stopped. His expression shifted, surprise, then something softer, deeper. We started talking about fatherhood, about the burdens we carry without realizing it, about how, sometimes, we don't recognize the weight on our shoulders until someone comes along and lightens it, even just a little. He laughed, shaking his head. "You know, I never thought about it that way." Neither had I. The funny thing is, earlier in the week, this same man had stepped in with advice, little bits and pieces, nothing grand, just wisdom casually dropped into conversation. He has kids, just like I do. He's from Kogi, I'm from Delta. We have no blood ties, no prior connection, and yet, he chose to be that kind of person for me, not because he had to, not because he expected anything in return, just because he understood. That's the thing about people like him. They don't owe us anything, yet they give. They could ignore, walk away, mind their business, but they don't. And for people like that, mere thank you doesn't seem enough. They deserve more. Words that don't just acknowledge their actions but honor them. Words that say, "I see you. I appreciate you. And when the time comes, I won't forget." One day, I will have the chance to reciprocate, not just in words, but in action. But until then, I'll do what I can with the best of what I have, my words. Because words, when used right, don't just express gratitude. They build bridges. They turn strangers into friends, colleagues into family. The world owes us nothing, but we owe it our best. And to whom much is given, enough gratitude is expected.